Hey, welcome back to Faith Fatherhood in 10 minutes from Dad School Podcasts. The
That's
F is
it.
hard. Faith.
You got stuck.
I got stuck. Yeah, hit the recording a little bit. Real talk and practically impractical encouragement. See what I did
Keeping it
there?
short, keeping it real.
Yeah.
We got you covered.
We're not short. I mean, I'm not short, but I'm real.
I'll take that one. Okay.
Jimmy Short, I'm real. That's good. So today we're going to do 3 practical tips for teaching kids gratitude. Okay. Um, this is a good topic because kids nowadays have no respect, right? That's how me as a dad I feel.
I
We
feel
get
like, we heard that all the time about ourselves when we were young. Kids these days, no respect. Blah, blah, blah. And then
kids.
here we are saying it we're saying the same thing.
Oh man, there's no good way to say it without sounding old, is there?
No.
Okay, so let's dive into this, Jimmy. What we got?
Yeah. So we all struggle with senses of entitlement in our homes. Um, I mean, as a parent, we put together a home, a structure. It's a building with walls and a roof, but then we have all of the trinkets and toys and the gadgets and gizmos in our home, clothing, all the things that our kids need. They don't think about how these things come about. It just kind of shows up. And then we celebrate things like birthdays, and they get to have a moment that's all focused on them. They get to unwrap and get great presents. And so I think sometimes inadvertently accidentally train their minds in thinking that everything revolves around them and they can get whatever they want. And so it's a struggle. The struggle is real. And so then we don't get that thank you after everything. When we just give them a simple item here and there, we don't get those thank yous, or we can, as a parent, inadvertently end up being we're left feeling, man, no one appreciates me. I do all this, I work so hard taking care of you guys, and no respect, no appreciation. And we don't want to be living in that lane.
Yeah, I think my biggest fear is that somehow through all my efforts, I'll contribute to society's downfall of kids who just aren't respectful, or people who aren't respectful. That's my biggest fear, is at the end of it all, my kids end up being jerks. Would that be terrible? It's like you're known as the dad of that jerk. It's like, no, my kids should be respectful. Like, they don't have to be angels, but they shouldn't be a jerk. And that's my contribution, my motivation, actually, I should say, to do better. So, like, for example, how many dads out there have had their kids open a present at Christmas time or birthday, and it's like, I already have this one, or I wanted the other kind. And it's one of those
That's
moments where it's not socially acceptable to whack your kid across the head, but it's one of those times you feel that urge the most, right?
Well, it hurts your heart, and you, in the back of your mind, you're like, I want to hurt you back. But no, that's not how we do this.
Yeah. Yeah, but you lose it. I mean, it's hard. I don't like having my kids disappoint me in that way of, showing gratitude. And that, it goes back to, did I teach them that? Did I show that? Right? Did I model
Yeah.
that? And you got to kind of look back at yourself and how you respond whenever you get something, or when you respond. A great way as a dad, you're going to get those drawings, right, from your kids that look like complete garbage and terrible drawings of like scribbly lines. This is a good practice moment for us. We can get that and be like, thank you. This is great. Can you tell me about this? Don't
That's right.
assume you know what it is, because if you do that, they'll be like, it's not an airplane, Dad. It's you. It's like, oh,
Exactly.
that's a great hippo. That's you, Dad. Oh,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
but you can say thank you, and you can give them a hug or something and show you're really thankful for getting a gift from them. That's a good way to model it yourself, so they can see that's how you act.
Yeah, and it's even outside of the home, getting the taking those opportunities to model what we are hoping to see in them. So we have interactions, we have times where we're running across other people constantly every day. Where even just going and sitting down at Red Robin and getting a couple burgers and fries and showing gratitude and thankfulness to our waitress that comes to the table and serves us. Like it's a simple thing, and for me it's almost like muscle memory. Like someone brings you something, you say thank you. But
Mm.
kids aren't going to pick that up if they're not seeing that actually happening in their daily life. And it's not something that is that's not a reflex. That's not a natural instinct to show thankfulness to those that you come in contact with every single day. Like they got to see it happening in regular everyday life.
Yeah, you can't force that on them either. It has to. I think modeling it is the key, because how often have you seen someone be like, "Now, Sally, tell them thank you." It's like that's just making them feel stupid or bad for not saying thank you, and you're correcting them. And now you sound like a
Oh,
Karen, and no one likes a Karen unless your
it
name's
works
Karen. You're
when
a nice
they're
person.
yeah. We love you, Karen. Thanks for
Sorry,
watching.
Karen.
Uh, we like when they're 2 or 3 years old, like that's a perfectly appropriate. Like, okay, now what do you say? Like, that's fine.
Yeah,
But if you're still having to say it when they're 13, 14, 15, then you might need to be having a sit down conversation at that point, and that's okay.
but you can't. Okay, as a dad, can we take the patronizing, sarcastic tone? Like, now, Luke, what do you say? Because at 13, I think they should be able to figure this out, right?
We would hope.
I guess that's a bad dad move. Maybe you shouldn't do that.
The sarcasm sometimes, often, almost probably always ends up backfiring at that
I
age.
got I got
So,
to tone that down maybe for myself. Maybe
uh,
note
yeah,
taking from.
I'm
I
really
learned
bad
something
at
today at this
the
podcast, guys.
sarcasm. Good, yay!
I learned something.
That's what we're here for.
So let's see. We start by saying thank you at home, like we talked about. Little small things, reminders, as you talked about, muscle memory retention. So that's a good point. What else can we do? What else?
Um, yeah, I mean, we were even saying make sure that it's a habit in your own home. So I think it's easier to train showing your kids saying thank you to strangers or other interactions, going to church, being at family gatherings and that sort of thing. And you say yes sir, yes ma'am, that sort of stuff to others when we go out of the house. It's like, okay, stand up straight, here we go. Like sometimes that seems like it's easier to train or model or expect that behavior and to see that on the other side. But um making it a daily habit, making it something that's happening from the time you get up. We're getting breakfast. Okay, I'm going to hand you this to go put back in the refrigerator. Okay, thank you for your help. Like just
Hmm,
modeling that, showing that, and having that expectation that they're reciprocating the same way back to you.
definitely,
Make it
yeah.
daily.
I like the repetition, making it a habit. That's a good thing to do. We do that. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know. This is related but not related, and I take it as this is being related in this context. Around the dinner table at our family, 90% of the time, we'll go through and we'll go highs, lows, and buffaloes. So that's something that we've got into a habit of doing. So at the end of the day, we'll go around the table and we'll each say a high for the day and a low for the day, and that gives us opportunity to, if we didn't like something, we can say it. And it's practicing to bring that up in conversation, not be combative. There's teaching moments in this, because sometimes they'll be like, "Well, I didn't like whenever so and so did this." It's like, well, how can you say that, in a way that's not starting to fight again? you know, you can tell us how you feel, how it made you feel, and then the other person has to be taught this is not a moment where you defend yourself. It's a moment you hear what their problem was, and we can have a conversation and understand a little better. So and then we have a buffalo, which is the odd thing. A buffalo is a new thing for us. Buffalo is something we learned that day. It's kind of cool. I don't know why it's called
Why is it a
buffalo.
buffalo?
I don't know, but it's called a buffalo.
Huh. Okay.
But it allows us to go around the table and have that conversation, and it opens the dialogue for um, gratitude, in my opinion, and expressing your feelings too, in the family setting. But it has, you know, it's been a way you could show thanks. Oh boy, a high for my day was when someone so helped me do this. So helps bring that into your conversation more.
We make big deals about thankfulness and gratitude uh, for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Yes.
But if that's the only time you're having that conversation in your home, then you're going to end up with those kids that don't show gratitude, end up looking spoiled, me, and making awkward situations for other people that they have daily interactions with when you're not around. And that's not the sort of person we want to be putting out into the world. So yeah, you don't want to wait until that second half of November one time a year to
Yeah.
like, okay, let what are we thankful for? No, that should be part of our regular everyday routine.
Yeah.
At least weekly, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, and that's why we do it nightly at the dinner table. It's a nice way to build that repetition and get stuck in our minds. Is it's how you do it. But the fun part is to have guests come over and they have no idea what we're talking about or we're doing, so we force them to do it too. So it's fun. Tell us your buffalo.
I'm
What?
thankful for my buffalo.
I'm thankful for my buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So tip number 3. Let's see. Serving together. All right. Gratitude is a modeled, like most things we're talking about. It's a modeled thing, and you grow together in serving other people as well. And you got to show your family how to serve other people, um, so you can really teach them the correct way to give to others, to serve others, and help them realize how blessed they really are.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. There's so many opportunities to get your family involved in ways to serve your community. I mean, it could be going down to the local food bank, something big and crazy like that, or just in your own church, or we have a school co-op, and sometimes that there's um, different days that they need a family to step up and hey, we need someone to help out with such and such activity today, or help clean up after such and such thing, and just hanging back after a church potluck and all right, we're going to help put away the tables and chairs and throw away the trash, and not being the first to rush to the parking lot because we want to beat the traffic. Those are the little things that actually, like, we're responsible members of our community, we serve and care about others, and those are the little layers that they build up whenever we have those moments of getting to serve other people.
Definitely. And like the holidays is a really good time to do this, obviously, but you can try to work it in your life and other time. I guess that's the harder part is working it into your life, not in the holidays. Cause like Christmas time, we have the giving trees, we have filling stockings and doing, not the Secret Santa, but like the operation. What do they call that? Like the
Operation Christmas Child, the shoe
yeah,
boxes.
The shoe
Yeah, yeah.
boxes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we do that, and it's it's a good time to remind people, this is how we serve other people, and we are helping the community. But you need to be mindful of doing that at other times throughout the year as well, which is not always easy, but it is possible. So
Yeah.
it helps
Yeah.
us be better people ourselves, better dads to model that. Because just as it's a good thing to teach your kids to do, it's a good thing for you to do too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and to recap it all, you want to be modeling gratitude in your own life, the way that you have your interactions, not just with your kids, but other people that you are interacting with, and letting your kids see how you're interacting with other people. Model it in your own life. Build daily habits into your home, into your routine, into your just regular going ins and going outs. Get those daily habits going, and then find other ways that you can be serving other people. All of these help us to have a better outward focus on how we interact with our community, that other people in our world, in our life, have value, and helps you have a better sense of gratitude for the things that God gifts your family with and your home with.
Absolutely. So here's your challenge this week. Um, find one of these things. Just do one of these things we talked about. Modeling gratitude, building habits with your family, and serving others. Find one thing, do it, and then post back. Tell us what happens. Tell us how that went. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, X. I think you can comment on Spotify, but I wouldn't recommend it because it's kind of weird. And you can go dadschoolpodcast.com and you can drop us a note. But tell us how it went. Try it in your life. You might be surprised what happens. It might it might make things a lot better for you. If it makes it
Yeah.
worse, we want to hear about that too, because that'd be interesting to hear. But hopefully, it makes things better overall. Yeah, that's what you should do this
Yeah.
week.
Just remember, being a dad doesn't mean you're supposed to have all the answers, that we're all figuring this out together as we go. And we're here for you. So we'd love to hear how that's going for you in your own life.
Absolutely. Till next time. Thanks for joining us.
See you next week.